50 years ago tonight, a police traffic stop gone bad lit the fuse for one of the worst race riots in American history. Days of violence in the Watts neighborhood of Los Angeles left more than 30 dead and millions in property damage. And for years, it made Watts synonymous with racial tension and urban decay. As a young reporter, Tom Brokaw saw firsthand the damage done. We asked Tom to go back to see how Watts is doing today.
Modern America had never seen anything like it.
We're going to fire a few warning shots in the air to keep them back. We mean business.
Racial rage on a war zone scale.
When the fires went out and the smoke cleared, Watts became something else, a metaphor for black rage and white guilt. This was not supposed to happen in sunny Southern California.
Suddenly, Watts was ground zero for millions of dollars in local and federal aid.
You will have made it possible.
A mandatory stop for activist politicians. I was new to NBC in those days, and these streets quickly became my beat. There were improvements, better housing here and there. Most homes are modest with security bars on windows and doors. A shopping center with nationally known stores. One shopping center. And Watts now is more Hispanic than African American. Shootings now are down, but not silenced. 50 years later, Watts remains separate and unequal. I went to the Watts Coffee House to find out why.
Nothing's ever resolved.
Bernard Parks was one of the few African American policemen at the time, later chief, then a city councilman.
You have some progress and then you have some setbacks. There are things that happen daily that you look at the calendar and you say, is it really 2015?
Tim Watkins took over a job center started by his dad, a legendary union man.
What has been the most discouraging element for you from within Watts?
The trail of broken promises. If we could wave a magic wand and ask all of our friends, neighbors, and partners to make the recommendations happen, we'd have a much, much different future for Watts.
Ozzie Gonzak, now a young 90, moved here in 1943.
We were constantly told Watts is nothing. You can't live in Watts. You can't raise your children in Watts. Well, I raised my children in Watts, and I'll put my kids up against anybody in this city.
If there's a lesson after a half century, it is that communities walled off by race, poverty, by crime, by bad police relations, by too many broken families, it's hard for those communities to succeed, and Watts knows that.
But against great odds, there remain the proud and the patient who have kept the faith. For them, Watts always will be home.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.